And blessings. Welcome back to the Abundantly Ever After show. Today, I have dove deeply into my archive and came across a podcast that I recorded over 5 years ago. It's a quick soundbite where I was talking about toxic people. This was during a time when I had a lot of unhealthy friendships and just relationships around me at the time. So how I even found this is that I'm doing some updates to my website. I have a lot of blog posts in draft mode, 500, a little over 500 to be exact. And one of them was this soundbite from old podcast, A Quick Word About Toxic People. And I couldn't find the audio clip. And I was like, oh my gosh, what happened to it? Where was this podcast even hosted? And I found it and listened to it, and it just soothed my soul. So I want to share this with you because I think it's very important. It also ties into my word of the year, which I shared the other day in my newsletter, is villianesscence. I'm going to talk more about that word, what it means, how I landed on that as my word of the year. It was completely left field, but it totally encapsulates the energy that I must wield in order to continue to elevate and live abundantly ever after. So go ahead, tune into this quick word about toxic people and let me know what you think. And today I want to talk about toxic people. I'm going to be doing a series of blog posts in the coming week discussing toxic people and how to handle them. And I'm also putting together like a little course that really dives deep into dealing with toxic people. One thing I noticed is a lot of people don't know how to deal with them. And I know even for myself, it took a while before, I really was able to really handle them in a way where I felt good about it. So I don't know, this has been like a recurring thing that just keeps popping up lately. And today I saw this post on Instagram just talking about the way to deal with negative people is to not deal with them. And that really just inspired me. And I went toxic relationships crazy. So toxic people can be your family members, your friends. It can be your love interest, somebody that you're in an intimate relationship with. No matter what level of relationship you have with them, you can sever it and be okay. You don't have to continue to be in a relationship that's not serving you. And it doesn't have to be just physical or emotional abuse. It could just be just a bad friend, someone that constantly drain you. They constantly put you down. They're just negative. And maybe they're not even putting you down, but they're just negative all the time. And it's you got to prepare yourself to deal with them. So if you're oh my God, here she comes, let me get it together. That is a toxic person. That's somebody that you don't need in your space. Toxic people are generally takers. They're constantly taking from the relationship, but they're not adding anything to it. Or what they're adding is not good for you. Maybe they like to fuss and fight and just cause a whole lot of drama and you're not here for it. That's a toxic person. So for me, myself personally, I really haven't had too many toxic relationships lately. And for that, I am ever so thankful. Somebody did try me, when was it, last year or so? And I just totally ignored them because we're not on the same level and I refuse to give someone my energy that doesn't deserve it. So a lot of dealing with toxic people comes from within and knowing your boundaries and loving yourself enough to be So I noticed a couple things as I listened to myself. And one was the course on toxic people. If that's something that you would like, please let me know because I feel called to create something around that. That also kind of ties into the frequency of love courses that I've already created. But one of the things that has really stood out is that when you have people in your life who are takers and are not really healthy for you or just do not have the same level of respect, your boundaries will be your saving grace. You cannot continue to exist and operate in this world allowing other people to take advantage of you. I had to heal my nice girl / people pleasing stuff because people would think that, me being nice was a weakness when in reality it is a strength. Because now when I pull my energy back from people, they really feel it. And, I don't like being mean, but I'm also not going to allow anybody to manipulate me. That goes for family, friends, coworkers, bosses, anybody. And, it's not about being better than anyone. It really is about protecting myself, mind, body, soul, money, and all the things. So I hope that you enjoyed this soundbite. I realized that I have lots of, I think like 40 episodes from a previous podcast, and I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but maybe they will find their way here and I can kind of expound on the journey during that time into now. So this episode was from, I was about to say 40, was from 7 years ago. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. Look how far I've come. Okay, that is it. I love you. And thank you so much for listening to the Abundantly Ever After show. Love community is coming together very nicely, and I cannot wait to see it grow. Would love for you to join me as an initial heartbeat, meaning you would be a founding member. If you join Love now as a founding member at $27, I will upgrade your membership to Loved Plus, which gives you access to a little bit more inside of the community as long as you remain a member. So that is just a little incentive for you to come on into this space so that we can live abundantly ever after together. Peace.